Hey, do you want to dive into a black hole because a single grocery trip costs more than mortgages or rent?
Kinda, yeah.
Cool. Me too. Hold my hand though. Black holes are terrifying, but not at all what I thought they were. Let's talk about it.
Welcome to Jeff Has No Idea.
Oh, wait, come on. I have a little bit of an idea, right?
No, you don't.
All right.
So we all know the moon orbits the Earth, which might be flat or a computer program. The Earth orbits the sun and the sun orbits the galaxy. But what about those stars scientists see whipping around the very center of the Milky Way at thousands of miles per second, orbiting nothing? Well, nothing we can see. But by measuring those stars, their speed, the orbit shape, and the size of their loop, we know that this nothing at the center has the mass of about 4 million suns. So it's gotta be something, right? The universe's chocolate starfish. Its lore doesn't actually start with Einstein. It starts in 1783 when an English scientist named John Mitchell was basically writing scientific fan fiction. Using Newton's laws, he asked if the strength of gravity depends on mass and escape velocity is how fast you need to go to break free from that gravity, what happens if a star is so massive that its escape velocity is faster than light? Earth's escape velocity is about 25,000 miles per hour, which is how fast Katy Perry needed to go to feel super connected to love. Then go back.
They ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Light moves at about 670 million miles per hour, so Mitchell thought that if a star were dense enough, light would not be able to escape, and he dubbed this nightmare fuel the dark star. This mega mind original thinker predicted black holes before relativity and quantum anything. No telescopes, no modern physics, just math and creativity. And I thought being creative was like drawing something cool or making a sweet spaceship out of Legos. But I guess introducing black holes to the world is cool too. You're smart. We get it. Now, light speed ahead to 1915 when Einstein figures out general relativity, which completely opposed Newton's gravity pulls you idea. Einstein instead said gravity isn't a force that pulls you, it's the shape of space itself. Picture space like a big stretchy blanket, right? You put a bowling ball at the center, the blanket dips, you put a marble near it and it rolls towards the dip. Not because the bowling ball pulled it, but because the blanket's curved. Big objects bend space, and gravity is you following that bend. Then immediately after writing this theory, it also said that the universe cannot stay still. It must be expanding or collapsing. And Einstein said, absolutely not. That's so dumb. I'm so dumb for thinking this because everyone literally ever during that time thought the universe was static and unchanging. So he assumed his math was broken, not the universe. His math was right. He was so far ahead of his time, it was unbelievable to even him. So believe in yourself. Don't be like Einstein. All right, so after Einstein publishes the most complicated equations in the history of physics, Karl Schwarzschild, an artillery officer on the Eastern Front in World War I, in war, literally in a trench, said this shit be hella boring and solved these equations in a couple of weeks. And inside of his solution was something even Einstein couldn't and didn't believe. Why am I not surprised? Einstein was a hater. What it proved was that there is actually a specific radius around any mass where the escape velocity would actually reach light speed. This boundary is called the event horizon, and the distance to that is called the Schwarzschild's radius. You see what happens when you believe in yourself? You get a cool ass radius named after you. That's badass. Okay, an example of this because I'm smoothly brained. The sun isn't a black hole, shocker, but if you squeezed it into a sphere of about 3 kilometers or 2 miles across, it would become a black hole. So anything stuffed into a ball tight and dense enough would become a black hole, like your mom. And again, Einstein was like, no, dude, we're all literally so incredibly dumb. We need to be committed. That's not possible. But in 1939, before he was the destroyer of worlds, J. Robert Oppenheimer and his student Hartland Snyder modeled what happens when a massive star runs out of fuel. They showed that once a star collapses inside of its Schwarzschild's radius, light cannot escape, time slows, and nothing can stop the collapse. The star continues inward toward a singularity.
A singularity,
The star continues inward toward a singularity, a place where our math and physics stop making any sort of sense at all. Black hole. Schwarzschild predicted the radius, and Oppenheimer showed the universe actually uses it. See, Oppenheimer believed in himself, and although ethically I don't really think we're on the same page, he did get a movie made after him and help create the atomic bomb. So that's pretty cool. Okay, black hole lore established, I think, but what actually happens at a black hole? And this is where I was way off. See, black holes are not just the super sucker 6000s I thought they were. If you replaced our sun with a black hole of the same mass, Earth's orbit wouldn't change at all. We would freeze and die from extreme temperatures, but orbit-wise, totally fine. The nightmare fueled destruction, and where I was very wrong, creation and regulation, happens only when you get close enough to cross the event horizon. What an ominous name for the border between our reality and nonsense, essentially. The event horizon is the point of no return, where escape velocity actually hits light speed, and inside it, all paths lead inward. Not because you're falling into a location, but because space and time are bent so aggressively it does not allow for an outward direction. It becomes a time in your future, not a destination you're arriving to. Where? Literally nobody knows. My guess, a CVS probably. I would be surprised. What we know is that inside of the horizon, gravity changes so quickly over such a short distance. What we do know is that inside the horizon, gravity changes so quickly over such a short distance that the difference between the gravity at your head and your feet could differ by millions of Gs. Millions of Gs. Most humans black out at sustained Gs of like 4 or 5, and trained pilots with G-specific gear can last over 9 to 10 Gs, right? I stand up too fast and have an ayahuasca trip.
Oh man, stood up too fast.
So millions of Gs doesn't even compute in my brain, but physicists say that it stretches you into a noodle in a process they actually call spaghettification. Now, I love spaghetti so much it pisses me off, but I don't think I want to become a spaghetti. You know what I mean?
Noodles? You were really dreaming about noodles?
During this spaghetti party, time slows almost to the point of freezing. Why? Because gravity slows time. I didn't know this, but higher gravity, slower time, weaker gravity, faster time. This is measurable. GPS satellites correct our clocks because they're in weaker gravity, so their time runs slightly faster. And this is called time dilation. Now imagine the strongest gravitational pull in our galaxy. To you falling in, they say everything feels normal. Your heart beats normally, beside the fact that you're having a panic attack, hot snake diarrhea, and forced to be Elastigirl. Seconds feel like seconds. Supposedly it's not like Star Wars lightspeed or anything, but to everybody watching from afar, your seconds are their millions of years. You freeze at the horizon because time is passing significantly different for you than the universe outside. And they say this isn't time travel, but you would be witnessing time traveling differently. I'm a mechanic. I'd probably try to simplify things I don't understand because they're scary and my palms are sweaty.
Why am I sweating so badly?
And as if that wasn't enough, it gets scarier. Accretion disks are a swirling superheated ring of plasma hotter than 1,000,000 degrees that contain the dust and debris caught in its gravitational orbit surrounding the black hole. So we might not even have to fall into a black hole, we could just get vaporized by its lava moat. Also, the gravitational orbit is so strong and violent that as the disk rotates, it can twist magnetic fields, which launch jets of material at almost the speed of light that can stretch for thousands of light years. Ugh. How are we still alive, dude? We're such a soft little baby butt planet surrounded by chaos. I used to be worried about getting hit by a rogue asteroid and having our species deleted, but now it could fall into a black hole and end up in someone else's reality where the Earth we live on is actually a Christmas ornament in the CVS, I'm sure is at the center of these things. We could also just get hit by its magma ring and vaporized, and also get 360 no-scoped by its railgun.
Isn't science fun, Mickey?
Sick, dude. Our life has no significance whatsoever, and I'm still gonna cry at the end of Luca. It's a great movie. So all this information has to come from a real-life black hole, right? Yeah, dude, unfortunately. See, black holes are actually invisible. So they're hackers that are 360 no-scoping planets out of our galaxy. So how do we see them? We see the accretion disk, which grows and emits X-rays. We see the jets, and we see what's called gravitational lensing, which is the black hole's gravity bending space so much that it bends light around it, causing it to act like a lens or magnifying glass to everything behind it. What do we use to see this, right? In 2019, the Event Horizon Telescope took images of M87, which is a supermassive black hole in the galaxy of Messier 87. This telescope links multiple radio telescopes from Hawaii, Chile, Spain, Arizona, Antarctica, and focuses them on one spot. This telescope saw this black hole 53 million light years away. I have no analogy to do that justice at all. I'm sorry. Something else that doesn't compute whatsoever is the size of this thing, right? Earth's diameter is 12,742 kilometers. M87's 36 trillion kilometers. That's 3 million Earths lined up end to end. And its mass, Earth is 5.9 septillion kilograms. M87 is 2.16 quadrillion times that. How many zeros is that? Now listen, those numbers don't make any sense. They're too big. We have nothing even remotely comparable. So I got some smaller numbers for my more smoother brain. If a commercial airliner flies around the Earth, it takes less than 2 days, right? 41 to 44 hours. If you take that same jet and fly it around M87's event horizon, roughly 15,300 years. We're a grain of sand, dude, and I'm supposed to take your opinion of me seriously, care about my hairline, and pay my taxes? No, dude, life's made up. This shit isn't real.
Jeff, I'm sorry. I made it all up.
Anyway, to the stuff that genuinely surprised me, right? Black holes are not random. They're not destroyers of worlds. They have the ability for sure, but they have a significant role in every major galaxy that we've studied, including our own. At the center of all of these galaxies are supermassive black holes, and they literally regulate their galaxy. They say not on purpose and that it's just physics, but I'm not a scientist. So I like to think they do this to keep the galaxy alive and thriving. It can't be like a coincidence, right? What do you think? Either way, I had no idea this was a thing. So let's say the galaxy is forming too many stars. The black hole will blast out energy to heat and expel gas to slow down star formation. Too little stars, it'll compress gas clouds to speed up star formation. Too much gas in general, it'll suck up the gas, heat it, and redistribute it. And its gravity keeps the galaxy as a whole balanced and stabilized. They're thermostats, pressure regulators, and anchors of our galaxy. But that's not all. Before researching all of this, I genuinely thought black holes were like super rare, that we only knew of a couple and were watching, and they were a big deal because we only know like 4 or 5 of them. That's not the case at all. As I write this, there's an estimated 2 trillion galaxies in our observable universe, and at the center of all of them is believed to be a supermassive black hole. This is news to me. Why this isn't on the front page, I have no idea, but instead I have to hear about an influencer scamming people. Shocker. And this isn't even counting the black holes they found just floating around waiting and hungry for planets and stars. Modern telescopes like the ALMA and James Webb are currently monitoring hundreds to thousands of black holes, one of them being 13.4 billion light years away, which means we're seeing it as it was 13.4 billion years ago. That's nuts. The scale of our universe we are in seems to be unfathomable and existential crisis inducing. But why do we care so much about things and people? We're all like really dumb, weird creature beings and give other dumb weirdos a bunch of power. Dude, this is gonna radicalize me. So in conclusion, black holes are not the super sucker 6000s I thought they were, which is super surprising because I'm very smart. They're creators and destroyers, the engine that allows galaxies, including our own, to exist at all. And without them, the universe would be chaos or nothing. Who knows, dude? Space is wild and black holes are terrifying. If you have any topics related or not, let me know below. I'm Jeff. I still have literally no idea what I'm doing. Thank you for watching. Okay, bye.